My understanding when I was asked to lead on trust today is where we've got to is this idea of, we all know that trust is very, very important to us. We all know that trust is important in terms of building our relationships and building our business. The question is, how do I build trust when I'm not worked with you? How do I build trust when I can't prove how good I am at what I do? What's that starting point for it? I know whenever this has come up, for anyone who's been part of those conversations before, I tend to bring up Ken Blanchard's ABCD model of trust. So controversially, I thought I won't really use that today. But whenever you look at theoretical models of trust, it generally comes down to a few very core things. One is our ability to build relationships with people. One is to prove our competency to people. And everything else sort of builds around those key elements, because we can build great rapport with people, but that's not the same as trust. On the other hand, I might be highly competent in something, but that doesn't mean you can trust me. But how do we very quickly grab those elements and build up to something that can become a good, strong relationship by starting to get those seeds of trust going within there? So that's what I wanted to talk about, and that's where I'm coming from today. And of course, with my L&D background, I had to put some slides together, didn't I, to do this. So I don't know if anybody's seen Charles Green's formula on trust before, but it's this idea that where does trust come from? Well, trust, so says Green, equals credibility plus reliability plus integrity over self-orientation. What does this actually mean? So credibility, what we say, what comes out of our mouths and how. Reliability, well, that's the things that we do. The intimacy level is about how much can you entrust others with someone? How much could you trust me with something? That might be a piece of information, but it might go further than that, might go deeper than that. And then over this thing of self-orientation, which is a really key part of this, about self-awareness. And what's our focus? What do we talk about? What do we think about? So let me give you an example to try and make some sense of this. So I'd like you to meet Nick. There he is. And let's imagine that I've met Nick at a couple of networking events. He's a well-turned out fella, so he's smart, and he's smart in all senses of the word. He seems pretty smart. He's well informed, he knows his topic well, seems to know what's going on in his field. He's always very punctual, he's always present, turns up. But here's the thing, I don't know him very well. As I say, I met him a couple of times and I still don't feel like I know him particularly. And he doesn't seem to truly listen to what other people are saying. Plus he interrupts a lot. So how then might I rate my trust levels in Nick? Well, if we run it past Green's formula and I score these areas on 1 to 10, credibility, well, it's quite high. What he says, yeah, I think he knows his stuff. I'll give him an 8. Reliability, well, he's always there, he's punctual, does the things he says he'll do. As far as I can see, he seems quite a reliable chap. I'll give him a 7 there. Intimacy, haven't really got to know him all that well, despite conversations. So I'm going to give him a 5 on that one. But in terms of his self-orientation, well, he does seem very self-centered. He's about him. He's not about me. So scores very, very high there. So what does that give us? It gives us 8 plus 7 plus 5 over 8, giving us a score of 2.5. Bear in mind, the highest score he could have got is a 30. How do I feel about Nick? Do I trust him? Not really. Now let's look at another case. Let's look at Anita. There's Anita. Now, Anita is equally smart in both respects. Again, she looks the part, she knows what she's talking about. She's equally well informed. She's sometimes a bit late to the sessions and she doesn't always seem all that organised. But she's very respectful when she talks about the people she's working with. She's respectful about clients. She keeps client confidentiality. And she's very, very aware of others and their challenges. So now when we run this through Green's equation, how do I score her? Well, credibility, about the same as Nick. It's about an 8. Reliability, yeah, not quite so convinced on that at the moment. That's a bit lower. That's a 5. But the intimacy, I feel like I know her a little bit better, and I feel like I can trust her that little bit more because she's always very respectful about the people that she works with. Self-orientation, well, she's about other people. So it's not all about her. So her self-orientation is a lot lower. Therefore, we run this through the trust model, and she comes out at a 10, 4 times higher than Nick. And what's the difference? It's self-orientation. She listens to me. She actually seems to care. She's aware of others. She's aware of their thoughts, their feelings, the challenges that they face. And therefore, she immediately becomes a more trustworthy person. We're still comparatively low on the trust scale. Bear in mind, we can go up to 30, but that's okay. I don't know her that well yet. So with all this in mind, what do we need to do? How do we increase trust? Well, we need to increase our credibility, our reliability, and our intimacy, whilst at the same time demonstrating that lower self-orientation. So what are some of the things that we can do, some practical things that we can actually leap on and do stuff with? Well, first of all, credibility-wise, well, tell the truth. Just be honest. We can be honest, can't we, as practitioners about our experience levels, whether we're busy at the moment, whether we're not, who we've worked with, what we know, what we don't know. Because admitting when we don't know something is actually quite powerful. No one expects us to know everything about everything. And there's nothing worse than watching someone blag their way through something that they haven't actually got a clue about. It's excruciating, isn't it? And admit when you're wrong. I don't know how many times a day I'm wrong, quite a lot, I believe. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to say that it's particularly edifying being wrong, but we all are. Reliability-wise, just do the things that you say you'll do. And if you're meant to do it, do it. Sometimes it's worth just taking the time to explain the thought process that you're going through so people understand the why behind what you're doing. Why do you think that way? Why do you do things that way? And when it comes to intimacy, I think this is really important in this early stages of we don't have a business relationship yet. But one thing I can do immediately is to extend trust to others. I will take you on trust until you prove to me that that's a problem. Look for opportunities to include others. There are a number of people I've been lucky enough to meet in Thrive so far who have very, very quickly gone in touch, extended the hand of friendship and offered something with no thought of anything coming back. And that's a great way, isn't it, to just build trust. And what's your reactions? Is your reaction to what people are saying respectful, interested? Are you prepared to give a little bit so that other people will share back? When it comes to this all-important thing of lowering your self-orientation, so not putting yourself at the center of the universe, basically. Well, there's that thing of talking less and listening more. Give other people that chance to talk. And when they do, listen. And listen with that intent. The intent being to build the relationship, to build the trust. What are the things they're interested in? Where are their pressure points? Where can you potentially help them? And there's that basic human empathy that sits at the heart of most trusted relationships. So demonstrate that you actually give a bit of a damn about them and that you understand what they're going through. And I think this is massive for all of us. Offer without wanting a reward back. take some time out to have conversations with people. I had a chat with someone for an hour yesterday about appraisal processes. I'm not going to get any work from that. I very much doubt that wasn't really the point of it. The point was to build relationships and to build the trust. And so that's, at a high level, my thoughts on how we build trust. Those 4 elements that are really, really important, 3 of which we need to increase, 1 of which we need to decrease. And that's, if you like, that's at the heart of it. There's no silver bullet for building trust. There's no one right way to do it. But I put it to you, there are a number of wrong ways to do it.